I started watching Obi Wan Kenobi yesterday evening. 2 episodes in, cool show so far. And while watching that, I realized that I never really tried to create the classic hologram effect by myself. Well, time to change that. Also, after my little Adobe rant about 3 weeks ago, I thought it would only be fair to create something cool with After Effects in this video here. Just to make clear that I still use the Adobe tools when I want or when I need to.
Oh. What's going on?
Hello and welcome here on Random Rotation. I hope you're all doing well. So, what exactly did I have to do to create this little guy here? First, I did some green screen shots. Fortunately, these didn't have to be too precise for this particular effect. Well, I mean, it's not perfect, but some wrinkles here and there should work fine. Next, I brought this footage into After Effects, created a new comp, masked out what I did not need, and then keyed out the green background with the key light effect. Once that was done, I created a second composition with the footage showing me at my desk, and my plan was to make the hologram appear over this little lens adapter here. So that's where I positioned it. Let me turn off these effects for a second, because before I added those, I first had to mask out the lower part of my green screen footage to hide this ugly edge. Ugh, ugly. Undo. And now let's take a look at my effects. I first added a Lumetri color effect to create my main look. I wanted it to be highly contrasted and blue, of course. For my footage, a temperature of -130, tint of -20, contrast 75, whites 65 and blacks -19 worked fine. I also played around with the RGB curves and lowered the saturation on the skin tones. That worked fine for my footage, but do not copy these numbers. Depending on your footage, they might look completely different. My second effect was the noise effect, and it's pretty hard to see, so let me zoom in so you can see this better. It's adding some noise. Who would have thought? The amount of noise I used is set to 35%. Again, depending on your footage, you might need a little bit more or less. Next effect, Venetian blinds. And now it's starting to look like a hologram, if you ask me. Transition completion 70%, direction is set to 90 degrees. Moving on, turbulent displace. Displacement is horizontal displacement. I used an amount of 200, size of 5, complexity of 5, and I keyframed, as you can see here, the offset and the evolution. And this is starting to really look cool. One last effect I added was the glow effect. Again, Lumetri, noise, Venetian blinds, turbulent displace, and glow. And that was all I did with the green screen footage. Next, I wanted to create a light source down here in the adapter from which my hologram would emerge. And that's what I did with these 3 layers here. These are all just basic solids with masks on them, and all these masks are feathered. By the way, the shortcut to bring up masks is M, and to bring up the mask feather option, the shortcut is F. Let me show you what all the individual masks are doing. I turn up the first one, that's my base outer, then I have a base inner and my beam. That's it. And one last solid I added was this bluish light solid here. This is just reflecting some light from the hologram to its surroundings. And that's how I created the hologram effect. Not too complicated. I would personally rank it as an intermediate effect. And yeah, now you know how I did it. And that, my friends, is it for this week. I really hope you liked it. And if so, thank you very, very much. I see you in the next video. And until then, stay safe and motivated. And yes, I have the cold, but don't worry, I'll be fine. Bye for now.